If it's happening in New York, New Jersey, or Long Island, hear about it with Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.
Portions of this show sponsored by Route 22 Nissan.
Anthony Pope, one of the most brilliant legal minds, one of the most respected attorneys in all the country. I love that he stays in Jersey. He works in federal courts in New York, and he's always in New York or down to Florida. Where do you go, down to Florida? You go down, Anthony, right? You're down there.
Washington, D.C.
Anywhere
they call for me.
I know. I always hesitate to call. Every time I call my dear friend, I've known you for so many years now, thanks to Paulie Goldenberg, huh?
Exactly, yeah. He was the guy that introduced us. I remember first time we met.
You remember where we were?
Don's. Was it Don's?
Very
21?
good. Don Pepe's.
That's right. Don Pepe's, rather,
on
right?
Route 21. I walked in, and that
right.
doesn't that seem. That seems like yesterday. My life seems like it's been decades. Forget about it. It's been forever. That seemed like yesterday. You and Paul sitting there on Route 21 in Newark, New Jersey, like that. And I love that you stay in Newark. But I know you get tugged because I know you. The New York always tugs us if we live in Jersey. But you stay there in the home of your parents, which I love.
Yeah, well, it's our birthplace, and I enjoy it. New Jersey has a lot to offer. I'm hoping we have a Jersey after 4 years with the new governor. I'm not really sure what's going to happen, but we have to wait and see.
I was with him the other night at the
I
Hall of Fame.
think he wants people to live in my house.
No.
I think he wants me to open the door in case anybody needs a place to live.
Strange people will come in from anywhere.
Yeah. Open your door to anybody.
State law, you gotta. Hey, I gotta move in. He could not have been nicer. I saw him the other night at the Hall of Fame. He was great. So
I'm sure he's a great person.
Yeah.
Wonderful smile and. Very successful guy. I'm just wondering how people become so successful. They make a lot of money, and then they become political, and they want to give all our money away to other people. I don't get it. Start with your own money first.
I know.
Before you start giving mine away.
Yeah, like we're not working hard enough, right? Hey, Anthony, Rudy Giuliani, a mutual friend. How do you think he's doing as President Trump's attorney? What's your take on that whole situation?
Well, I have the utmost respect for Mayor Giuliani. I mean, what he did in New York as a mayor was extraordinary.
Thank you.
He was a wonderful U.S. attorney. He did a lot to combat crime. His latest performances or appearances have been less than stellar, in my opinion, and I don't understand why. There seems to be some disconnect, and I don't know if it's just that he tells the president one thing, the president does something else, and they're not on the same page. But unfortunately, to my real disappointment, I'm not getting it. I'm not seeing what's going on. I don't know why they're not. They don't have a strategy that's clear, concise, and they could bring it to the American people. And that's not what's happening right now. So I'm disappointed.
Does he have a client perhaps that doesn't listen? Not that you've ever been in that situation before.
No, I have. I have a situation just like that. I won't mention any names, but sometimes people are just uncoachable. And I think that's the situation, with all due respect to our president, who I support, and I wish him the best because his policies seem to be going in a very good direction. His demeanor and his attitude leaves something to be desired, that's for sure. But that being said, it appears that you keep going through lawyers, something's wrong. It can't always be the lawyer. It's got to be the client, So I don't know. He just seems like he's not coachable.
Not like me. Like if I was in the court and you told me to be one way, wouldn't that be great?
I'm not going to go there, but that was memorable, Joe. That was a memorable event in my legal career with you. You basically decided as you were giving testimony to just simply go into character. I didn't know if it was Jerry Lewis. I wasn't sure if it was David Letterman, and. But it was entertaining.
We're in divorce court. I said, Anthony, will you do this thing? Anthony comes out to Hunterdon County. He's got his beautiful silk suit on. He goes, Joe, where am I? What exit is this? I go, it's Hunterdon County. He goes, people live out here? I go, yeah. We go to the courtroom in the ridiculous divorce courts of New Jersey. And it's really an interesting thing. And Anthony, and I'm on the stand, and I never just I like when they were asking questions and you stood up and said, Your Honor, what my client means is.
I did. I basically gave his testimony. The judge says, Mr. Pope, thank you so much for testifying on behalf of your client.
That was great. He did. He stood up, Frankie. He stood up right in the courtroom, and the judge said, "Thank you for testifying for Mr. Piscopo." Because I was like, "Take it, thank God." Thank God we won. But oh my God, that was. I'm sorry.
So, is it possible to raise your legal fee mid-proceeding?
Yeah, in the middle of it all. Anthony Pope. So should the president speak with Mueller?
Absolutely not. I don't even think it's a close call. When the U.S. attorney or an independent counsel, as Mueller is, gives you a series of questions, number one, they know the answers already, and they're going to want to explore those questions to a point that they're not looking to exonerate you. Prosecutors go into these independent counsel situations or indictments with some intent generally of coming out with indictments, and they've already indicted some people. And when you indict somebody like Flynn for supposedly giving misinformation to a federal agent, something that could happens from time to time, you indict him. He's shown his hand, Mueller. And for a long time, I had confidence because innate in my being is I want to believe in the system. I want to believe that we can have an independent counsel that's, in fact, independent. But over the last several weeks, I have lost a lot of confidence that this is an independent inquiry. I think it's amazing to me, but there is just this tidal wave that is taking place, a tsunami, if you will, of people that want to get rid of this president. I have never seen anything like this in my life. It is scary. It's scary on so many levels. So the answer to your question is no, I would advise him against it. Do not go in there. That's their investigation. Let them compile the evidence.
Yeah.
You're the president. Do your presidential job.
8:34 with Piscopo and Anthony Pope. So now, if the president chooses not to speak to Mueller and Mueller subpoenas the president, Anthony Pope, does the president indeed have to comply with that subpoena?
Well, you have to do one of two things. You either have to comply with it or you have to challenge it. And what I would do as his attorney is I would challenge the legitimacy of the subpoena and bring it before the court to make a decision. And that could do one of two things. One, it could get the court to quash the subpoena.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, it may have some compromise between the counsel and his attorneys as to do something maybe in the White House, maybe on a video, something where it's less intrusive and you can protect the president as his attorney, where he's not going to be walking into some type of perjury trap. Because perjury traps are easy to walk into because you could be mistaken, you could forget something, but if it strikes at the very heart of the issue in which you're testifying about, one can consider that to be perjury. And I think this president has to realize that, there are people that want him out of office. I mean, seriously want him out of office. And they're going to do whatever they need to do to try to accomplish that.
And they do these distractions. Like we were sitting at a meeting we had yesterday, and then all of a sudden the social media blows up because, God forbid, I said something that it bothered me. They put an adult film star on Saturday Night Live, and you said, just nail him right back, and I don't want to nail him right back. But the fact of the matter is, why is that the story? That's not the story. Why is Michael Cohen? What they're doing to Michael Cohen? What they did to Michael Cohen? Isn't that lawyer-client confidentiality assaulted by the deep state? I mean, am I wrong here, Anthony?
No, you're not. I mean, to go into a lawyer's office or his home in this instance and to take files is an extraordinary event. And for a judge to grant that, I can't even imagine what the affidavit must have read. But look, just like the Pfizer warrants, that we know that they have been exaggerated, that they have been less than transparent with the judges. I would not be surprised if whatever affidavit was submitted to the judge that issued the warrant has the same type of inaccuracies or lack of transparency to it. So it is an extraordinary event, and it just underscores my point that there is a tidal wave out there of people that just don't want this president in office. Yeah.
Eric Schneiderman, before you go, Mr. Pope, your feelings on the now former Attorney General of the great state of New York.
Hypocrisy at its worst. I mean, can you imagine this? You want to prosecute Harvey Weinstein, who should be prosecuted if he's guilty and the allegations are serious enough because what he did was extraordinary. But to do that in good conscience, how do you do that? How did Spitzer do that when he was trying to prosecute people for going to, houses of prostitution, and he was the main culprit of it. I mean, the guy, it was incredible. And how these people still can then come out into the public and hold their heads up, but yet, if you're a liberal, if you're on that side, there's always a certain amount of latitude that's given to you. Yeah, and it's
I wonder if the left is going to go after Schneiderman the way they go after Donald Trump. You know, I wonder if it's.
I don't think so, but we'll see.
Yeah, Anthony Pope, thank you. I love you, man.
Oh, it's great to be here, Joe.
You too.
Al, Frank, thanks, guys.
You know, we'll go to Woodpecker, baby. Tavern 62.
Listen, I'm ready.
Drift House. You want to go down the shore with David Burke?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of David and his restaurant, so
we'll have some
fun.
I
want to do that.
Always appreciate your valuable time, Anthony.
You got it, brother.
Anthony
Thank you.
Pope right there.
Everybody knows this guy. Now, everybody knows he can do a radio show. Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.